Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. Let's jump back in the queue and get some games. I happen to notice Trump is playing. Oh my gosh, I have battlefield info panels on again. I forget why. I was looking at a campaign game, maybe? I think that was it. Oh yeah, they noticed a bug in the campaign, chapter 2. One of the Tarsiers that's built has build time 1 instead of build time 2. All the others are fine, but one specific Tarsier in one of the campaign missions has build time 1, and like somebody, and so I went to like mouse over it and see if it like had some special like info panel thing pop up saying like somehow making it different from a Tarsier. It's on the tandem mission where where Anya is building stuff for you, and I thought maybe it would be like an Anya Tarsier or something, but it wasn't. It's just an ordinary Tarsier that cheats. Alright, skits. Base plus 9. Ooh, some really good red stuff. You'd like to get Zatron as well. I don't know if you can. I'd really like to get a Blood Phage, which you can't comfortably do with Fastimus, whereas Fastimus is quite good for Blood Rager. So I'm a bit torn. I guess Galvani Drone will help a bit as well. Yeah, that should make the Fastimus line... Well, Galvani competes with Electivore. So if you build DA1, well, whatever. After DA1, you'll have 11 income, which is not quite enough for Blood Phage plus an attacker, right? And you can't build any more drones because you built a Galvani and now you're building a Blood Phage. But I think DA1 into like 2 Tarsiers, maybe? And a drone? Then you can get the Blood Phage as a fast attacker? I don't know. I could try the Natural Conduit thing to try for a slightly slower approach that eventually gets a Zatron, which should be pretty good. That is to say, like, I don't know. Zatron would be lovely to have. I don't know if the strategy of getting Zatron will be a good one. So let's first look at this, right? I'll have 11 bucks, which is 2 Tarsiers and a drone. And then I'll have an income of 12 bucks, which is like Blood Phage and another Tarsier, right? Which seems pretty nuts, because then you can get a Blood Rager on the next turn. Two Tarsiers drone, Blood Phage Tarsier. Yeah, that seems insane. Am I wrong? I'm gonna do it. Okay, green. So, Tantalums? Or like fission into Zatron? I mean, I guess Zatron must be involved somehow, right? Clearly. Against which, Blood Rager is not so amazing, but that's fine, because I have Blood Phage and Electivore, so I just don't have to build Blood Rager, who cares? Let's put the stuff I'm buying up at the top here. One day I'd love a Zatron, of course, but it's becoming increasingly unlikely. This looks pretty mono-red for a while. Well, that's not true, right? With Blood Phage, I'll be able to tech out if I want. But I don't think green will actually be my choice. Because I want like a defender, and I don't want to wait until I have 5 green, so probably just teching into blue to get a wall will be better. Or to get walls, plural. No, he's just going straight for Zatron. Okay. Oh, wow. What? Okay. Because you can't spend all that tech. If you can't like go for a Zatron and a wall, it just doesn't make any sense. The presence of Galvani's makes Blood Rager a bit worse because you can get value by like picking him off, but it's probably still fine. The main question is like, should I get an Electivore or a Tarsier here? Electivore would make it possible for me to, like, kill a Galvani drone and still get a Blood Rager. But I'm not going to want a Blood Rager next turn, I don't think. I believe that he's maybe building a Zatron, but, like, honestly, no, you can't be, right? Actually, this tech just makes no sense. What are you building with all this red that you also want 5 green for? Like, even to spend the red at minimum costs $5, leaving you with 9. You can buy a Tantalum Ray. I don't get it. But the point is, there won't be an absorber bigger than Rhino, guaranteed. And against Rhino, like, Blood Rager is not amazing. It's fine. But I think I don't want one, which means I might as well just pile on some attack. But I don't think I want a Vor. I think energy is pretty precious this game. And the attack might be wasted. Like, I don't know. It won't be like top shelf attack value anyway. Because, right, like, against Zatron, Blood Rager doesn't, like, do anything. They're not getting any absorb anyway. Right? He's just healing for 4 whether you damage it or not. So you generally don't want to Blood Rager against Zatron. But I don't understand all this tech. It's very odd. I don't know what the opponent is up to. Not enough drones to support all this, I think. Okay. Blood Rager against a Rhino is okay. I can do it if I want. And I could like Blood Rager Rhino, for example. Would be an okay play. But then I'm not... Then he threatens to kill off my engineers, and I can't build anything else. So, all that said, I don't really want a Blood Rager. Oh yeah, also, killing his 2 engineers is really good, because it shuts off the Galvani's, so we're definitely not building Blood Rager here. Just build a Rhino. Replace at least 1 engineer. I expect him to pick off a Galvani here, probably. No, probably should just kill engineers, right? So I want some of these here to defend, but maybe just 1 is enough. I'll be building a wall. No, I think I want 2. I think he's going to have added a little bit more defense. Or more attack. Require me to build more defense. Oh, that's a pretty sad Zatron, isn't it? Okay, well, I don't know what happened there. Forget to force field, or think my rhinos were electrovores or something? I don't know. What a mystery. Very, very odd game. I don't know what happened here. So I think that like Bloodphage, Galvani, and like these 3 red units together with the Galvani give the Fastimus player a lot of power. You can get to 3 attack conveniently if your opponent signals blue, or you can just like build stuff efficiently if they're not going blue. The normal Fastimus line wastes energy on turns 2 and 3. Whereas, as well as floating gold. Whereas we did neither. We didn't float any gold, we didn't float any energy. Even turn 4, right? We built the Bloodphage and clicked the Galvani, spending all the energy. And here, I mean, I floated some energy. I could have like built a Galvani, but I think that's clearly a losing play because he'll just kill off my engineers. So I could have not built a Blast Forge, but I think blue was going to get good pretty soon. Since, like, if my opponent defends, they're going to lose. And if they don't defend, it means they're building attack, so you want a wall. They won't be able to exploit you by clicking Galvani Drone or anything. I don't know. There were a lot of options that I had available after this Fastimus opening. And I chose something that seemed reasonable in response to what my opponent was doing. Maybe it wasn't best, but it was fine. I think it would also be interesting to try a green-based line here, like a slower thing where you go green into red instead of just red, and that might be good. But it's just like the mono red was so flexible that it seemed like I was going to be able to do something really great no matter what happened. Numbers 32, 553. I don't know why I read off the numbers. It's kind of silly, but I hope there's people out here who enjoy it. Oh, look at that. We're at 40 power cores. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll leave the armory stuff till the end of the episode, so that if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to. Oh, we got a game. Aye, aye, sir. He is highly ranked. Probably better than me, right? I think. Probably substantially better. But we'll try to get a win. What's going on here? Vivid is a little dangerous because of Apollo, assuming you can get Apollo, and it looks like there's a lot of defense here, so you should be able to. I think Lance Tooth is good. Maybe, actually, you never do get Apollo, because Lance Tooth is just so good to get early that the Apollo player, if they try to go straight for Apollo without getting Lance Tooths, will be under too much pressure. And if they don't get... and if they get Lance Tooths first, then Apollo will never be a good purchase. Arca is obviously quite prominent here. There's kind of like a lot of red defense in this set, right? It seems pretty daring to go for any Vivids, right? I mean, Apollo sniping Vivid is good, but is it great? If it means your opponent is not building Vivids and not building Lance Tooths, maybe I'm okay with having Vivid sniped. Because then they're not getting Arca either, right? So I could try something super high econ like Vivid NG into like a bunch of drones and then Vivids. And then start picking up Lance-Tooths pretty soon after. Yeah, I think that it's not high econ enough for that many Vivids. Lance-Tooths are just so good that you don't want to buy a ton of drones. In fact, do I even want a third engineer? Not really. I don't want Apollo. I don't want... And then there's no big absorber besides Arca. Yeah. I think we're just gonna go like... Like, I'll pick up a Vivid if I'm ever just buying one drone. I think that'll be okay. But I think I just want to, like, drones... And then get a conduit. And then start building attackers for Lance-Tooth. Right? That's the fastest way to Arca, which is great. Okay. So third engineer is not necessarily signaling high econ here. It could just be like a way to get Vivids and like engineers are good. But I think I would rather just go with a pretty boring Lance-Tooth line here. I really wish I had another $1 so I get Gauss Cannon, Splitter, Vivid. This'll be okay. It makes him like build a wall, which I can then start exploiting. And I'll need some more drones to be able to build multiple Lance-Tooths and also support the red that I'd like to have one day. My green's looking kind of silly at this point. But I can use it to like add on a Gauss Cannon when I start needing to defend with Steel Splitter. I think it's fine. This way I might not have to buy a wall, right? Not for quite a while. So I could get a Gauss Cannon here to let me continue, like, defending with Splitter, but why bother, right? I don't really want to defend with Splitter. Well, he's going to build some attack next turn, probably 2. I think I will get a Gauss Cannon so that my Splitter defends. I mean... Yeah, maybe this Vivid Drone actually tempts him into trying to pivot into Apollos or something, which I don't think would be good. I think Lance-Tooth will build attack too quickly for that. And there's already good snipe targets in Steel Splitter, right? So Vivid is not really making me any more vulnerable. Seems a little early. So the income I have per turn is 16. So if I added another attacker and a blast forge, I could build double lance tooth next turn. But that's not really what I want. I just want to get to 7 attacks soon, right? I guess I'd have to buy 2 attackers to do that, right? Because I'll want to be holding my steel splitter back as well to defend. So I'd like to have this next lance tooth bring me up to 7 attack, right? Which means I just need 2 more attack in the next, well, next turn actually, and a lance tooth. Or and an animus, I mean. So I could do this. But then I can't double splitter plus lance tooth, so that doesn't seem very good. And I want to build a splitter next turn also, as well as adding 2 attack. And an animus. Jeez, that's a lot. That's like 24 bucks of these 28 that I have, right? Oh, and I need another blast forge as well. Okay, so I can't get the Arca when this lance tooth arrives. I need to go slower than that. So next turn I'll just build another lance tooth. And like some tarsiers. And then 2 turns from then, it'll be perfectly fine to get an Arca. He'll have more drones than me, but I'll have a lance tooth ahead. Or I'll be at... It's not exactly the lance tooth I'm ahead on, is it? What am I ahead on? Unclear. So now, when all this stuff arrives, I'll have a lot of attack. Too much attack, even. Two, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can't do it. Unless I cut this to build a splitter, which is obviously, like, awful. Okay, that's a way to address the problem of having too much attack, I guess, right? Now next turn I can build 2 tooths and a tarsier and click ossified drone. Of course, there's suddenly a lot of attack coming in. I'll probably have to force field or something. Barriers? I don't know. Probably not barriers, since he's going to want to Arca. 1, 2, 7, yeah. So it'll be force fields then. He's kind of setting up for the first Arca, right? I'm happy to be in the position of second Arca, but I'm also worried that he's going to have so much attack. Oh, alright, this isn't too bad. Just, oh yeah, a couple force fields, I guess, huh? Maybe one barrier instead? But he's gonna Arca anyway. It's just a question of, like, would I rather lose a drone or to gain 2 defense that I'm not immediately using, or throw away 1 in the green? I guess I'd rather get the defense tempo. Things are gonna heat up real fast, and I won't mind having these force fields very, very soon. Interesting. Holding back Lance Tooth and Rhino to get more tooths instead of the Arca. Sure. I guess I should have thought about holding back Lance Tooth as a possibility. It's not really an option for me because next turn I'll just have way too much attack. I won't want to Arca. Well, no. Because I can't like Arca plus Tooth or anything crazy like that. So he's going to get somewhat better Arca value than I am, right? My Arca's only denying him 3 absorb. His will be denying me 6 from the Arca. But I think I still have to take it. Oh, I'm denying him 4 absorb because he built a barrier. Oh my goodness, this is a lot of attack. But, I mean, he has a lot too, obviously. Wow, I can't believe Vivid can be a good play here. Isn't, like, just a Gauss Cannon better? Maybe he's thinking he needs the green to defend. That's a fair point. But, obviously, Engineers are a more conservative play. Well, so he got more drones than I did. And our attack numbers are similar, right? I guess the advantage is I'm half a turn ahead on all the attack. Well, we can't polywall. He could punish that pretty hard by, like, killing it for 6 and then, you know, holding this back is 15. Now he only has... I think he could find some way to punish a polywall. And I don't really need to. I can just build walls, right? Is Hannibal gonna be good at all? Kind of has the same problem as polywall, that, like, he can click for 7 and then try to do less than 6 damage, but I don't think he's going to be able to do that. Unless he builds a lot of Lance Tooths, which I hope to make it difficult for him to do. So I think a Hannibal might actually be good here. So how much damage am I actually doing? Like 5 less than this is 16? Get out of here, Windows. I can hit the polywall and then he's absorbing for 7 and I'm only dealing 10, but I can't really punish this in any interesting way, right? Like I could build a couple Lance Tooths. Very, very slow. And this only denies him 1 value, so doesn't seem like the right idea to me. I think just continue the Hannibal train is pretty cool, actually. But I sure do feel like I'm losing. Like I'm having to lose ossifieds before he is, and he has more of them. What else am I supposed to do, though? I think Hannibal's got to be the best way to spend my resources at this point. Is he going to try to double Lance Tooth? That denies me a little bit of Arca value. I didn't realize he would have that option. But with a couple force fields, he could do it. Yeah, I'm really feeling the pressure of having as few drones as I do. I mean, I'm only 5 drones down, I guess. It's not that much. So 10 is losing, what, just 4 engineers? Yeah. He can try the same Lance Tooth business again, I guess, if he wants. Against this Hannibal? Well, against this Hannibal. I can't do anything about this one. Oh, I can attack. Doesn't really help. It kills an engineer and it costs me, like, a bunch of ossified drones. Well, obviously I'm going to stick around and see what develops. I think I'm going to lose, and I wish we were playing at a faster time control than this, so I could find out. But I also don't think it was a blowout. I think I did some pretty reasonable stuff here. Maybe got the Arca a little bit too fast, but... yeah, I guess he got a lot out of... well, I mean, so his more economy was nice, but I think it might have been more important that he was able to maneuver to get second Arca. Right, I built fewer drones thinking, hey, you know, Lance-Tooth is really good, and you want to build them as soon as you can, and that encourages a lower economy, but the problem is that you're then, like, pushed into building Arca first, and first Arca is usually worse than second Arca. He was able, even with his higher economy, to be just a half turn behind me in attack. Well, actually, he could have built first Arca, but he arranged that it was like not too bad for him not to by holding back a Lance-Tooth. I don't know. So barrier. That's kind of cool to see. Ooh, also he's hurting me on granularity here. Six. Yeah. Why barrier exactly? So he wants to do 7, 13. He's doing 16, and there's nothing else he can really hold back. Why is my attack so much lower? Oh, it's not. I'm doing 6 to this polywall. Yeah. I wish I could find something else. I mean, I guess another Rhino, right? Let him kill the ossified drones if he wants. That's what they're for. I shouldn't be building preemptive defense when I could, like, build Rhinos to attack with. Yeah, now this is horrible. He gets to build polywalls and Hannibals? Come on, 20 drones is too much. It's cheating. Oh boy, that is just awful news. And we're still not killing anything that matters. And he needs to build polywall Hannibal forever. Well, he doesn't want to build a polywall next turn, right? Because then I could deny Arca value by attacking for 13. Likewise, I don't want to build one because he could attack for... well, what's he actually attacking for? Like 18, 17? Yeah, a polywall's no good for me. 7, 9. Yeah, he still has to give Arca value. Okay, let's add up some numbers here. What exactly is my advantage in this game? I have slightly more actual damage, except that my rhinos are tiring out and my Hannibal's dead, whereas he's adding rhinos and Hannibals. So the upside there is not so clear, huh? He has more drones. I feel bad. Just let me die, please. It's too early to resign because I'm not a good enough player to know for sure that I've lost. But dragging it out is killing me. Well, I mean, double Lance Tooth gets some value here. Right? No, it doesn't. Yeah, it does. He's absorbing for 8 this turn, so 6 is denying him 2 absorb. I think I need to do something to shake things up, and this looks like the best chance I've got. Basically, I'm just losing all my ossified drones if I do this, though. Right? Well, most of them. But, like, what else can I do? This is going to keep him alive forever. I could build polywalls for a while to drag things out, but I'll just be ground down gradually. I'm 5 drones down. And that's basically it. So I need to do something interesting. I think this is my best chance. I wonder why he's clicking the Arca. Checking for a breach or like what? Did I forget to click ossified drones? Or I should have clicked one of them, right? Yeah, I think 1 click was free. Two probably offered him a breach. He could be attacking for 6 more. I see. Well, 6 more. Even 1 click is not affordable. That's why I built these barriers, because I needed the defense just to keep all this alive. Yeah. I think he's in the next highest league after me in the Prismata League. He's in like the 2nd one from the top, whereas I'm in 3rd from the top. There you go. That's how we defend. Easy. I don't even have to think about this turn. It's the best I can... Well, hang on. This is the best I can do, right? Wall supply is not going to be a concern. I might as well just not be frontlineable. Although, honestly, how on earth is he ever going to do less than 12 damage, right? I might as well build the polywall. Save the wall supply and build the polywall while I can still afford it. In the future, I won't be able to afford such large purchases, so I might as well save the wall supply. I was surprised to see the polywall into Hannibal transition for him. I expected things to go the other direction, because you usually like kind of need to transition from non-prompt defense to prompt defense when things get dangerous. But yeah, okay, I guess I can just give up actually. But I guess with Doom drones building, or Ossified drones building up in the background, you sort of have, wow, look at this. Both of us leaping up from 0 to like 14 or 15. With Ossified building you up defensive tempo gradually, you can transition into Hannibal. Plus, he had enough drones to be able to build both on a single turn to like ease the transition, which was pretty cool. So, I'm not sure what to make of this result. Should I have gotten a third engineer? I still don't really see why this game merited a third engineer. Especially if you never build any Vivids with it. Which, like, this one could have been a Vivid for free, right? When am I ever getting an Apollo? Yeah, so okay. And then you could have gotten another Vivid here. And here. So I guess he must still be worried that I'm somehow getting Apollo? Or maybe he wants to preserve the full drone supply for ossifieds? Those both sound pretty outlandish to me. But I don't think he was just forgetting. He must have been doing this on purpose. I just don't know why. I don't know. So, like, the reason typically that you want to get a third engineer is because attack is bad for whatever reason. Maybe there's just no good attackers. Well, in general, the reason you want to build drones is because you can't use attack efficiently. And your opponent can't use attack efficiently either, meaning you have time to build up so that you can jump over the absorb barrier all at once. And the presence of other defense helps, you know. It gives you better staying power as the high econ player. Like, if you assume a mirror, like if you assume your opponent is going to mirror you with third engineer, it doesn't super matter whether you get one. It sort of washes out. But so when deciding whether to go for third engineer, you should usually say, does this win or lose against just plain old two engineers, right? That's the relevant comparison point. And I don't understand here why it would win. There's good defense, but there's ways to make use of your attack right away, like basically forever. And so I would like to just build attackers. They're good. I don't understand how drone ended up being more efficient. I mean, I guess like I didn't build my attackers that much more ahead of him is the problem. I was only a half a turn ahead on attackers. And I made him get this wall. I mean, I don't know. He was player one. He, quote, deserved to be ahead on attack. He gave me that a half turn ahead. He gave me that advantage in exchange for getting more drones. Yeah, maybe in an Arca set, being half a turn behind is fine, because you want to be the second one to get 7 attack. My understanding of how Arca works is that it, like, mostly doesn't change how high an econ you should go for in a given set, is what I thought the expert consensus was. Like, in a low econ game, you either can manage to get Arca or you can't. But in either case, like, imagine Arca wasn't in the set. Would you go third engineer here? I think the answer must be no. I think Lance-Tooths are just putting on too much pressure. But maybe Polywall and Ossified Drone and Hannibal and Barrier are all enough soak to make the Lance-Tooth attack not good. I don't think so. It's all like frontline stuff that Lance-Tooth is great against. Did I just over-tech? I think like 16 drones is a reasonable number. Well, okay, this is a bit much tech, right? Like, it's hard to spend all of this tech on just 18 drones. So maybe if I just hadn't gone into red at all, I would have been better situated. But then you don't get Arca, so I think that's a non-starter. Maybe I'm wrong, and Arca does, like, sort of, quote, count as a defender that you should consider when deciding how much economy to build, because you do end up a bit over-teched. And it's nice to take advantage of that if you can, by, like, using your tech, because you have enough drones for it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I need to just go, like, study how Arca works. Because I feel like this game didn't... It developed basically the way I wanted it to. Like, I got Lance-Tooth, and then I got Arca, and I got Ossified Drones, and somehow being ahead on attack didn't help. So I guess I just don't understand what impact Arca had on the set. Okay, well, that's an interesting one to study and maybe ask some questions about some stronger players. Definitely going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.